Hey everybody, it's Savage Lands News coming in with a long-awaited conclusion to the Skirmish Season Savage Championship that it took me forever to edit. There's no other excuse there. I was so behind on everything. The games took a while to get done, so there's that. But it took me probably about the same time to get this video out. So just so everybody at home knows, those of you who aren't aware, every competitive season going forward, I will be hosting a set of Rhinar specific challenges that will ultimately be a big contest. Everybody submits their scores, and at the end we'll have one winner who will become the Alpha Ape in the SLN Discord. Very, very rare title. I believe only one other person right now has it. You get the Alpha Ape title, and then you get a 1-of-1 copy of my favorite playmat, the playmat I play with. Oh yeah. So take a look at that thing, and it's going to be labeled. You can see here on the side. Boom. Boom. I'm terrible at this. Sorry. Skirmish Season Savage 2023. Your next opportunity to participate in the contest will be for ProQuest season in 2024, I believe. Maybe I'll do one for Worlds, I'm not sure, but ProQuest season, I'll put out a bunch of Rhinar bounties. You guys tally them, take photos, drop them in the Discord, and you enter to win. And if we have ties, then we'll do another tournament like we did this time. But for this one, it was for the Skirmish season. We had a 4-way tie, so we'll be redoing the rules in the future. So we had a Rhinar off. It went about as well as you could hope. The games lasted about 20 seconds each, but it was still awesome. So today we're going to be watching the semifinal game and the finals of this epic showdown, and we will be interviewing the overall champion shortly after. Let's get into it. All right, so here we go. It is Ryan Barnett Ryba in the Discord, a local to my area, versus Hell Yes. So we're seeing two different strategies right out the gate, right? We've got a big meat axe on one side, we got standard claws on the other. Armor, very big indicator immediately that we're looking at a Berserk Wombo combo Rhinar on the other side of the table. Ryan here playing pretty standard safety net of beaten trackers, barkbone strapping, and Crown of Providence. And opening up with a big old 7 non-block here. That's going to get fully blocked out. Using equipment early, to be honest, in Rhinar games, that's the right strategy. There's a high chance he might even just pop his barkbone on this first turn, right? That's kind of the way these Rhinar games go. So we're getting a fully blocked out, getting an arsenal advantage, and then we're going to see what Ryan can do here. And he pulls the nuts. He pulled it, right? So he pulled the red barraging Alpha Rampage with a blue and a 6 to discard. Unfortunately, it is a swing big, so he doesn't get to use that later, but there's one more copy in his deck, right? So he's going for it. He didn't pop Goliath Gauntlet, which is interesting. I might have just gone for it, right? Forced free damage, nothing he could do about it. But he still has his full equipment suite here. So we're looking at 13 max block of 3 because there's a very low chance that a Berserk Rhinar is going to be running a D-React, to be honest. Very, very low chance. So, oh, he hits the Berserk. That's probably exactly the card that Hell Yes wanted to play this turn, to be very honest. So that's brutal. That's very brutal. Blocking 5 of 13, going down to 12 on his first turn. But we all, oh my God. Blood Rush. You can see his mouse. Oh God, he's hype. But you know, the only dangerous thing about intimidating your opponent's entire hand is that they get it all back. Right? So yeah, for sure. He would have loved to have Berserk on this turn. Probably would have popped Barkbone Strapping, popped Goliath Gauntlet, popped Skull or Tear Limb from Limb, popped Skullhorn, and gone for the monster. But he was forced to kind of choose to block with it that early. Beaten trackers are going on the stack. We'll see what our opponent does. He does not use them. And again, he did block really early with his equipment, but that's normal in this matchup, right? It's so easy to die with your equipment up against Rhinar. So he has no on hits. You might as well throw that out. Ooh, swing big for 16. 16. 14 on that tear limb from limb combo. He has the perfect combo here. Perfect. Again, not using Goliath Gauntlet though. Not sure why. You know, why not just make it 18? Because then you can get, then if he doesn't block, you can get him in the reckless range. I mean, he has his equipment, so that's probably not going to happen, but it's at least a possibility. And the Beast Within was discarded. Now, this is an interesting decision, right, on Ryan's side here. Because you could have blocked actually with one of those reds and then forced your discard to be Beast Within and draw another resource. That was a play that was definitely on the line, but I guess you are taking a lot of damage here, so you could, it's unlikely, but you could die to Beast Within. So maybe he's just going to look to pitch the Beast Within for Blood Rush and use his chess piece. We'll see. Let's see what he makes that decision. Is he going to pitch? Is he going to go for the 50-50 on the Beast Within? If you do that, you should have probably blocked. Or does he just go for Bark Bone straight into it and hope he hits the Beast Within? That's another option. See what you get on the Bark Bone strapping here. Oh, see, he 50-50'd it and it failed. That's why you block with your extra red card in that situation to force the Beast Within the trigger. But unlucky. He hit the swing big. Not exactly what you want. At least he keeps a yellow now so he can claw. And he's considering popping his boots here. Okay. So we're going to do 1 Intimidate. Let's see if we can close out 12 health from here. Oh, he hits one of the blues. That is a dream come true. You can claw with your blue here. Play Savage Swing with the extra. Pop your Bark Beaten Trackers here. Discard the Beast Within and draw another card. And have go again. So let's see what he does. Oh, that works too. I guess, yeah. Either order actually works fine. Yeah, get that action point back. See how much damage he takes. He has 7 life left. And Goliath Gauntlet won't actually work on that card. So, interesting. Maybe he was hoping he would draw another 2 cost 6. That's fair. That's a fair assumption. Quite a bit of the deck is a 2 cost 6. But he still can just pop Barkbone and go in for the Reincarnate for 10. But it's not bad, right? And he's already down to 1 card here. So blocking 3, maybe unsure why you would keep that last card. There's a high. Oh, wow. Interesting. That seems much more dangerous than just popping Barkbone there for the 1 resource. Okay, he's just going for 10. Not going to use the Goliath Gauntlet at the end. And it looks like Helyesh was stuck with a non-block, huh? And that's the way the cookie crumbles. Good game. He left him with the no block, of course. That's Reinhardt. All right, next game. All right, here we are. This time we get to see the selection screen. He's going with Medex this time. So this is Ryan versus Jaws 13. Yeah, this is going to be a wild game, I bet. I've played against Jaws before, actually at a skirmish, and he did one-shot me, basically, with his Medex combo. So, looks like we're doing Medex on Medex. Neither one of them opting to go with the helmet for the super combo here. They're actually playing with Crown of Providence, trying to get that 2 life. But equipment is identical on both sides. And we're seeing a red barraging. Does this mean he has the alpha? This could be the alpha, turn 0. Oh, red barraging into Blood Rush Bellows. Turn 1. 0 turn. Going for the fence. Gonna try and put Ryan as far down as he possibly can to buy himself more time. Making the decision on the Beaten Trackers. Probably gonna pass on it, I would assume. Yeah, get some value out of it, or at least make sure that you can use it here. Oh, he did go for it. Makes sense, actually. With Medex, that's the right call. Good job, Jaws. So now he has the guaranteed follow-up with Medex, which means another Intimidate is going to be coming. He has 2 action points right now. So he could open up with Medex into another one, or he can open up with an attack, follow up with Medex. Either way, it's going to be a lot of damage and a lot of Intimidate. So we know damage is going to be leaking through this turn. With the red barraging on the stack, though, he is really looking for 1 more Intimidate here to get the full value out of barraging beatdown. So he's probably, if he didn't get a discard card here, he's probably going to be leaning on the Meat Axe to open up this swing. Let's see what he does. Yeah, and he's probably going to pop all of his equipment. I mean, this is how Rhino works, right? Kind of non-interactive to some extent. Blitz has become a little bit of a wild format, in my opinion, with Ryan and Kano, or not Ryan, with Reinar and Kano walking around, KO also being able to one-shot you. Your tournament days can end in literally, no turns. Boom, Goliath Gauntlet popped. Is he going to go for Bark Bone as well? Are we going to see the whole equipment suite thrown at turn 0 play? Let's see. Ryan's already down to 2 cards, right? It's going to be rough. It's going to be rough city. But Jaws is, he gets the other Intimidate. He had a blue, though? Huh. I guess either way, you couldn't have pitched it. So he's going to have to go for Barkbone to follow up with the Meat Axe here. So he needs to not hit a 1. But yeah, this is going to be coming in for 12. Yeah, 12. Yeah, gonna just throw the equipment in front of it. He's going to take 5 damage here. It's going to be down to 15, and we're pretty confident 7 damage is going to be following right behind, which means it's rough for our friend Ryan here. And he has a terrible first hand. Oof. No combo cards in that pile at all. So he's going to have to draw something sick if he wants to have a chance at this, to be fair. Yep, Barkbone going on the stack. Gets a 3. Meat Axe is coming through. Pass through those windows. Oof. So we're looking at Ryan going down to 8 health immediately. Turn 0. 8. And he has a mountain of bad cards in his banish zone right now. So let's see if some sort of miracle can happen on his draws. Nope. Literally nothing. Yeah, your options here are kind of rough. I would probably play Pack Call or Reincarnate here and just honestly pop Goliath Gauntlet and just try and get him down to 12. I mean, we did see one of Jaws's Pulpings get discarded, so maybe he doesn't have that much follow-up right now, but it's also possible he just drew another nutty hand. But he does not have Beaten Trackers, so he cannot get Go Again outside of Pulping and Wild Ride. There is no way for him to give his Meat Axe Go Again at all. So he's considering what to pitch. Honestly, he pitched oh, interesting. Taking one of the only D-reacts he has left in his deck and going to put it in his arsenal in case of a multi-intimidate turn. That's actually not a bad idea. Yeah, not a bad idea at all. I might have probably put Massacre in my graveyard or in my arsenal just to hope for a Wombo combo. But actually, this is a very rational decision to make. So good job, Ryan. I like this play. I didn't instinctively think of it, but it makes a lot of sense. It's a good idea. It is basically the only D-react in the deck that could shut off an Alpha Rampage, right? It's the only one. So he's only going to take 1 damage. Oof. 19-8. But he gave up a card. Without Beaten Trackers, it is really hard for Meat Axe Reinhardt to really do much, to be fair. You can't really give Meat Axe Go Again. The only things you can really do is intimidate them to death, chip them to death, or find another really thick Blood Rush Bellows turn. So we're just looks like we're waiting for the reactions here, which is an interesting sign. That probably means, Talishar gives away too much information. Probably means he has a Reckless Swing in his hand, but that's okay. All right, so another dead hand for Ryan. Wow. Another dead hand. Yeah, I'd block 9 here, swing Meat Axe, to be fair. You can't. 1 damage over, sending a Massacre. I would for sure just block 9, swing Meat Axe. Even though you're going to waste the Quicken token, you're gaining more value than just blocking 6. Because it's basically, if you think about it, if you send like Massacre, you block 6, take 2, and you do 6. So you basically are trading 2 health to do 6 damage. If you block 9, do 5, you're actually above on the 2 trades there, right? You're ahead by 1 point of value, right? So let's see what he's doing. It is a rough turn getting stuck with these cards in a row. I guess you could really try and go for the fences here. You could go for, like, you could block 3, go for the Savage Swing into Massacre, pop your beaten trackers, and then, you know, double Intimidate. It's an option, right? It's an option. You're probably really only doing 5 damage, though. Yeah, just go. Let's see if he's going to go for it. Yeah, it just goes for it. That's what I would do. Ryan's luck right now, 0%. Hits one of the few misses in the entire deck. Throws that Berserk down in the graveyard. Only threatening 3 damage here. And Jaws is at 19 health. So 3 damage. He could literally take this several more times. He could take this 6 more times and not really care, right? So let's see if he gives him a pity block. Just because he doesn't have beaten trackers anymore, he's probably going to throw a pity block. Oh, he doesn't. Yeah, this is a recipe for disaster. He's dead. There's no way. There's no way. Okay, so we'll see if that Reckless Swing comes in handy. Here's a better turn. This is at least better, right? But it might be a little bit too late for him to have this kind of... He probably can't take too much damage here. So looking at a pulping. Okay, he can shut off a pulping. 2-card it. Unfortunately, it's a random discard, so you're gonna have to block with Savage Feast and then hope that your Reincarnate doesn't get hit. Otherwise, you pop in your chess piece for no real reason, right? No real reason. So interesting. The Reckless Swing might come in clutch here, right? Might come in clutch. He also pitched. Oh, yeah. He only pitched a 1 Savage Beatdown for this. So he's going to have to pitch another card. Yep. Okay. He has a pretty heavy red hand, it looks like. Discards. A Pack Hunt. Intimidate will go on the stack. Okay. Safety. He's actually safe now. So he can block with Savage Feast. Savage Feast. He can block with Savage Feast. And then Reckless Swing it away. Pretty decent trade here. Yep. Reckless Swing. Boom. Hits the swing big. Ah, that's too bad. Ryan's luck is really not doing well this game. Yeah, so that's not the end of the world. He can throw a pulping here. Get 3 chip in. Maybe there's a chance he can just kind of hang on. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe there's a chance. Or maybe he can even try and just straight go for the meat axe here and get that pulping in his arsenal for a bigger turn. We'll see what he makes, what decision he makes. There's a chance he just straight lose the pulping, though. But there's a chance he don't, right? Welcome to Rhinar, where the world is not in your control and everything crumbles before you. So yeah, he went with it. Let's see if he discards his pulping. He probably really doesn't want to. Of course, he discards the pulping. Oh my god. Could have hit the beast within there, drawn a card. Oh, what a disaster for Ryan. What a disaster. And now he has to stick this awful beast within his arsenal or lose some of his deck cycling. Gross, man. Gross. Rhinar is not being nice to him right now, but he's caught up. I mean, he's got a 5-card hand, but he's caught up. No D-reacts in his arsenal to save him from an Alpha Rampage now, though. And that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. So all he really has to do is land a beefy Intimidate card here. And we're starting to be in must block range, right? Which means that by the time Ryan finds his Blood Rush, he won't be able to play it. Another barraging. Triple Intim. Is this it? What's the final card here? What are we looking at? What's in his pocket? No way. Nicely done. 15 unblockable Rhinar damage. And it looks like today, Jaws 13 is our Skirmish Season Savage. Let's get him on the channel and talk to him. I'll see you there. All right, so we have the Skirmish Season Savage in front of us right now on camera to talk about his epic takedown of this event. So hey Justin, how you doing today?
Good, how are you, Nathan?
Good, man. Yeah, so Justin and I actually go back a little bit because weirdly enough, he already has the Alpha Ape title in the Discord because he beat my ass in a skirmish event in Portland in the mirror match. So he doesn't quite get the play. He doesn't get the title because he already has it. So I guess he's Alpha Ape 2X, #1 Alpha Ape in the Discord right now. But he does get his fabulous playmat, and I don't know if I've showed it to you, but I'll show it to you real quick. Oh, well, I'll just drop something. But boom.
That's awesome.
Kind of zoomed out, and then it's a one of one copy. So it says the label on the bottom right corner. You are now the proud owner of a brute above them all playmat, and we'll see how many of these things you can collect because so far you're the top dog in the Discord.
I look forward to collecting more.
Yeah. So how long have you been playing Flesh and Blood in general? And how did you really get into it?
I've been playing since pretty much mid-February of this year.
Okay.
I used to play. I played Magic 30 years ago.
Sick.
And got out of that, and then went on to. I've gone through like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh. Played Yu-Gi-Oh very competitively. Was a regional champion in that.
Oh wow.
20 years ago.
Okay.
But it's been about probably 21 years or 19 years since I've played any TCG.
Wow.
And just was looking for something to do. My wife and I's anniversary came up. So while we were on anniversary, ran into the card shop and just said we were looking for a new game to play. Flesh and Blood looked interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Saw some videos, and Rhinar's the first one that caught my eye.
Sick.
I always loved like hand destruction type builds, and very fast. Like Rhinar could be very, very fast, and Blitz is what I had started out playing.
Yeah.
I love the whole win fast, lose fast kind of setup.
Okay. Yeah.
Especially with Blitz.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what got me into it. I was just felt it was time to get into another TCG.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, Flesh and Blood's a pretty fun game. You picked the right and the wrong hero, I guess. He's very rewarding to play, and you've been performing really well on him. I mean, you've only been playing since February. Yeah, that's awesome. So, I mean, like, was it mostly the hand destruction aspect of Rhino, like the go big or go home kind of style? That was really why you played him. Was there any other aspects to his kit that like really stood out to you, or did you really like first hero picked Rhinar and that was it?
Yeah, first hero just picked him. I remember watching. I'm pretty sure there was a video by DM Armada, and it was just talking about Rhinar Blitz, talking about could he be the best Blitz, and I didn't even know the difference between what Blitz and Constructed was.
Oh, yeah,
I thought Blitz just meant it was a really fast-paced deck.
Yeah.
So I looked into it, and just with the hand destruction aspect of it really caught my eye. I went down to Disc and Dice locally, just got some information, and that's where I found out that Blitz was more of a structured type of a different, type of play.
Yeah.
There's CC and Blitz. So I started out with the Blitz though, but that is definitely what drew me towards it was his hand destruction. I just love that idea. As you play him, from what I'm used to of true hand destruction, from when I remember it, it's not true hand destruction.
Yeah.
But it definitely takes away their ability to block, which I feel can be good. As I've played it though, I have found that can be good and bad.
Yeah. Sometimes you make the decisions easier for your opponent. Yeah. And also sometimes they don't care about blocking at all. So, yeah. Rhinar is an interesting hero, right? Very, very fun to play and very painful to play at the same time. I watched that finals game and you just crushed Ryan. Like he drew him. Yeah. You were drawn hot and he was just watching you just beat him to death. It was nuts. So now like you did really well during the skirmish season. Are you in CC at all now? Like are you picking Reinar up for CC, or are you going to go a different direction?
I have definitely. I stuck with Reinhardt for quite a while, and of course, I started playing just before Outsiders came out, and Riptide looked very, very interesting to me.
Yeah.
I have been dabbling in Riptide a bit lately. Doing fairly well with Riptide. I did 2 RTNs, went 4-2 with Riptide, which was pretty shocking to a lot of people. I had some wins that weren't expected, that's for sure.
But, I mean, what is it about Reinhardt players? They always like latch on to the worst heroes. I saw Riptide 2 and I was like, I need it. I need to play this hero.
Just the big green guys, right?
Yeah, dude, the ugly monsters, right? I love it. Yeah, you actually did. Yeah, I saw you playing Riptide at that event. You were doing really well. I was like, oh damn, this guy's killing decent. Like you're killing good players on Riptide, like good players.
I've gone different directions with them than what I've seen normally played. The one that did win RTN was extremely similar to the deck that I've played since the beginning. So it really is bittersweet, because I see one. It was almost the same deck I played that won an RTN. And I just kept coming so close, even to top 80, and just couldn't get it.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you gotta, the challenge of like these massive events is like sometimes you're playing in a pretty competitive area, I would say. So it's like, I don't know where he was playing, but there's a decent chance his RTN was like half our size, right? Like we sold out every single one.
That's true.
64 plus players. We've got multiple Pro Tour qualified individuals, multiple monsters in our area. People came up from California who just came to crush more events. People came down from Seattle. It's nuts. But yeah, you did like a really good job. And I'm probably gonna end up borrowing your Riptide deck because I enjoy him too much also. I'm gonna probably play him for fun.
I'll have to send you the link.
Yeah, let's do it. I'll help play test it with you. So are you looking forward to anything from Dusk Till Dawn? Are you really like your Riptide and Reinhardt kind of like where you're hoping to stay?
That's where I'm hoping to stay.
Cool.
I love playing both of them. It's good right now. Like I feel Reinhardt is in a kind of a bad spot. Not like Riptide's really, really great either, but I'm having a blast on Riptide right now. Cool. But I know like my wife plays with me, and she's really looking forward to Vincent.
Yeah, she looks cool. Vincent looks cool. What kind of support would you, if you could pick some support for Reinhardt and Riptide, what would they be?
Let's see. I've kind of thought about this for Reinhardt. I'd love Reinhardt. I mean, obviously, we need another blue 6, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. At least not in the near future.
No.
But I'd love some on hits. Doesn't have to be nasty on hits. Something maybe even I even thought maybe a bleed effect, where if you can chain 2 attacks or something together, you get a bleed effect, and then it just ticks the damage every time.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be massive, but it's just something that I know we can destroy your hand and not make you block, but the times where we only get 1 or 2 intimidates, it'd be nice if there was some kind of scary on hit, because a lot of times people are like, oh, just take it.
Yeah.
And it's just because they know there's no on hit.
Yeah, I've always wanted there to be like a punishment and reward, like kind of like Swing Big, where it's like if this hits, if you don't let this hit, then I get punished. But if this hits, you get punished. Yeah. I kind of like that like brutish thing or even like some weird, maybe like quasi on hits or something more brute themed where it's like, if this hits you for full damage, I break your armor, like that kind of stuff. I always thought that'd be more berserky. Yeah. Or like if I do too much damage to you in one turn, I get some endurance counter so I can take the blow back. I don't know. Yeah, that'd be cool. I like the bleed idea. That's fun. That would be like, you just hit them so hard they start bleeding. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Even in simple terms.
Huh? Yeah, like you get a festering wound because brutes have been killing stuff. They never clean their weapons.
Yeah, just hurt them. Hit them so hard they bleeded. I mean, I would honestly take a 2 for 6 yellow. Like at this point, just give me a 2 for 6 yellow. That would fix half my problems. Like, come on, I'll take anything. We'll see what we get in Dusk Till Dawn if we get anything. I guess we'll see. Yeah. But okay, you want to jump into your deck list because I took a peek at it and I actually really liked it. So would you like to jump into that right now?
Yeah, sure.
Let's do it. All right, so we have his deck list in front of us right now, and I'm going to be asking some quick questions. give you your thoughts on the list. So obviously this is like a hybrid list. You know, you've got meat X and claws in your sideboard. I mean, with Blitz, you have 11 sideboard slots, so I'm gonna guess a lot of these you never even used. But
Absolutely.
yeah, would you say you lean heavier on the meat X or the claws list for this playstyle?
Actually, I haven't run the claws one time while playing this list.
Yeah,
They were just there because I don't know. I never felt the time where I wanted to play claws and blitz. There, but yeah, I just put them in because I could.
yeah. I mean, honestly, after I moved, so after I started testing meat X, like I almost immediately was like, this is really good. Um, yeah, it's really good. And I mean, like I started off with that wild, like berserk, non-blocking monster kind of like one shot everybody. And over time, I moved into a similar package to this, although you are running quite a few more barraging beatdowns than I ran. But I really like this. Like Medax is really much stronger than I anticipated. Um, is there any list you would run claws in? Or heroes?
Blitz. I honestly like no, not for blitz. I just love the meat X on the blitz. It's just
Okay.
guaranteed. Well, pretty much guaranteed 5 attack. Another card out of their hand if you haven't already gotten it out.
Yeah. Just yeah, these massive chip turns, right? So you got Barkbone, Beaten Trackers, Goliath Gauntlet, Skullhorn there as an option. You don't run Berserk in this list, right? So Skullhorn's just your AB option, and then I'm assuming Crown of Providence is your defensive helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean this is the standard equipment. Like these Beaten Trackers, everybody when these came out was like, why would you ever use these, right? I think they're nuts in Blitz. They're nuts.
They absolutely are.
Broken. Yeah.
Guaranteed AP.
Yeah. You can do so much unblockable damage with Beaten Trackers. Like it's ridiculous. It's crazy. Like you can pretty much get them down to 2, and then you just throw a mean X at them every turn and block 9, and there's nothing they can do about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Savage Beatdown in your list. How many times did you play this card, and did you like it?
I never got it off one time during the whole season.
Yeah, it's a hard card to get off.
Yeah, every time it would. I just never set it up right. If I would have arsenaled it, maybe, but I always was interested. I play very aggressive. I don't like blocking very often. I just take my chances a lot of times.
Yeah.
And it seems more fun.
Yeah. I mean, when you get it off, it's sick, but it's hard to get off. And I mean, other than that, you're kind of running the similar package. I watched you pop off an Alpha Rampage Red Barraging that is like the Wombo Dream combo. You've got 1 copy of Wild Ride and 1 copy of Breakneck. That's kind of where I landed too. And too many non-blocks is an actual issue, right? What was that?
There's just definitely times where I know, even though I like to play aggressive, there's times where you just have to block, and I have had multiple turns where those have hurt me, not having to block.
And getting stuck with too many is like the worst case scenario. Like you can't play them, you can't block with them, you can't get them out of your hand. They carry over to the next turn, and you're just like, I have too many non-blocks. And they weirdly like start to build in your hand if you can't get rid of them effectively.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like you've got yellows, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 yellows, 2, 4, 6 blues, which is like a little blue light, but with a Medax list, it makes a lot of sense. Yellows are compensating for the blues there. Would you say any cards in the list overperformed or underperformed?
Well, overperformed. I mean, I love pulping. I'll say that. I love pulping. There's just too many turns where you're playing turn 1, you get a pulping, and it just feels great. A couple barrages with a pulping, you love it.
Yeah, it's really good.
So underperforming for me, unfortunately, was Massacre. I love the card, but I can never get it to go off. Very rarely do I get it to go off where I get that double Intimidate.
Yeah, it's so expensive too.
It is. A lot of times that's what happens. I just get stuck with 3s. 3s and no way to do it unless I'm double pitching, and then it just kind of defeats the purpose a lot of times.
Yeah.
Swing Big was, what can you say? What else can you say about Swing Big other than
great? Second best card, right? Yeah.
And there's, Alpha Rampage performs really well. Savage Swing kind of threw me through a loop because I've played more CC than Blitz, and I don't run Savage Swing in my CC deck. So I'm sure, as we'll see in the video of the finals match, not remembering that was only a one cost.
Yeah.
It's something that hung me up, cost me a couple of damage.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
yeah,
it's a good. I mean, Savage Swing is better than I thought too. Like I've started because you run it in Blitz because you want those yellow sixes, and it just makes sense, and it costs one. It's better than I thought, but like it's mostly a filler card, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. If we get some 2 for 6 yellows, I honestly think it would push Reinar up a whole tier.
Yeah, it would be great.
Oh, it'd be nuts. Because like that's the real problem with Reinar, in my opinion, is like his cost curve is so expensive that 3 cost cards are really difficult to play. You get stuck with these like reincarnates, pack calls, smash instincts, and then discard cards, and it's like, okay, I really can't just 2 card 6 anymore. I have to, or end the Blood Rush on a 3 cost, right? It'd be so cool.
Yeah, that would be amazing, actually, because I can't tell how many times where you're sitting here and you want an Arsenal so bad, but you don't want an Arsenal 3 costs.
Yeah, or like you have a perfect
something like that.
Yeah, or you shoot your Blood Rush off and you draw exactly enough resources to be 1 short to fire your 3 cost in your arsenal, and then you cry. I also saw you use barraging beatdown to like an incredible extent in your Blitz games. You more often than not turn these yellow, red, and blue barragings into like lethal weapons.
Barraging is, I'll say barraging is my favorite brute card. I absolutely love that card.
It's so good.
I like it over Blood Rush. I'll take turns drawing 2 barragings and another intimidate over Blood Rush turns any day. I know you can get some massive turns on Blood Rush, but it's just the way I feel. I love what barraging does, especially when you see the look on your opponent's face. Sometimes when you play 2 of those and you get another intimidate on top of it, and you're like, yeah, it's coming full damage no matter what you do right now.
Yeah, you beat Ryan with a 15 quad intim attack. 15 damage quad intimidate. That's 3/4 of your life in 1 turn. Get out of here. It's cool. And would you say you have any like tips, tricks for playing this deck to the people at home? Like any play styles you look to achieve? Any like really specific patterns you try and put out to win your games?
I'd say just definitely, if you're don't have a lot of experience, pay attention to what the cards do. Just because I can't tell you how many times where I've held a Savage Feast, like I'm going to play it as my last card, don't have the card to discard for it.
Yeah,
caught myself on that kind of thing a lot. But I would say like go into Reinar just with a great attitude. Like you're either going to have a lot of fun, or you might have a bad day. You whiff a lot, but in the end, he can be very fulfilling to play.
Totally agree. You have to have iron level like salt control. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you roll a 1 3 times in a row, and you just got to shake it off.
Yeah, I would say too. Like I know when I first started, I got too greedy, too aggressive, where I'd be holding a Blood Rush with a 3 card hand. I'm like, I'm still going to try and play this and get it off.
Yeah.
And then you just fall short. Even if you get it to go, maybe you get 14 damage, 12 damage. But if you would have just arsenaled that, bought yourself 1 more turn, then you can get those 20 plus. I definitely say set up the turns. Unless you can throw out those barragings with like a swing big and you're gonna leak through a lot of damage. Be patient, because that's the one thing I had to really learn was just be patient with Reinar, because every hand isn't a good hand. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's one of the weirdest things because he's like brutes in general are supposed to be kind of like the fun class. It's like throwing dice, being wild, non-blocks, random discarding. But the people who played brutes the best are like super cautious. They like set up these massive turns. They think about this stuff like multiple turns in a row in advance. They're very patient. They block when they have to block, and then they do the crazy brute stuff, you know? That's really good advice. Yeah, I totally agree.
That's when winning got more consistent.
Yeah.
Was definitely when I started being more patient.
Yeah. It's not a degenerate aggro deck. It can be degenerate, but only sometimes. Okay. I mean, I think that's all the questions I got. You got anything for the people at home? Now that you're the Alpha Ape Skirmish Season Savage 2023 title holder, the first of the channel's history. Anything you want to close out with?
Just I look forward to seeing you guys in Skirmish season 7.
Let's do it, baby. Let's see if you can hold your title.
Let's get some good bounties out there.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing this again for ProQuest season, so CC version. I'm gonna think tank in the Discord, ask for like the best kind of, you know, bounties that we can throw out there. So maybe you'll be the 2 season in a row champion. All right,
Great.
All right, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much for coming on, Justin. It was
thank
awesome.
you.
Yeah, man. I'll see you around.
All right, have a good one. Bye.